Earl Children's Real Estate Investments will teach you how to build wealth through real estate. Learn step by step how to become a real estate investment empire through wholesaling and flipping residential and commercial properties. Be a boss, take over the block by becoming a real estate investor. Learn more at www.earlchildrens.com.
Hey, Ray, hand me that AR.
We're now listening to Off the Rip.
Off the Rip, hardest podcast out right now. It's your boy Earl The Artist.
What's good? What's good? You got OTR staffer, man. Special guest here with us. Tell us about you, man.
What up, y'all? It's Zae Ahead, Zay Tovin. I'm here with Off the Rip today. Finna give y'all a little bit of my story, so let's get it.
Sure, man. Hey, so let's talk about like your upbringing in St. Louis. Like, where exactly were you from in St. Louis?
I grew up really everywhere, bro. I'm from the South Side. I spent time downtown. A lot of people don't know my bird. She's from the East Side. I spent a few years over there. So I'm really from the South Side, but I didn't grow up really all around the city. So yeah.
Facts. So I ain't gonna lie, we just learned some new information about you. I ain't know you was a hooper.
Yeah, man. A lot of people don't know I'm a hooper, bro. I had hoop dreams turned fashion, art dreams. Hooped the Cardinal state champ, all that. So
State champ. So
Hard as hell being a state champ. That's tough as hell.
People chase for 4 years and still don't get it, man. So talk about how it's feeling like being a state champion.
It was a great experience, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Cardinal, you know, it's a legendary hoop school. A lot of different athletes came up out of there, so it was definitely, you know, a blessing to bring that back to the crib for the city, you know.
For sure. Come a little closer to the mic.
How'd you get into fashion and everything? Like everybody knows you now for like more of your fashion and your clothing. How'd you get into that?
No, definitely. So I really started getting into fashion. I always loved art, fashion, design. I started painting when I was in high school. I took that very seriously. Once I got into, before that, so I was painting, like doing a little bit of creative direction, a little bit of styling, really everything. I was huge. I was very big into the arts. Once I got into college, I went to Mizzou for college. That's when I decided to really lock in and monetize my talents. Also, I really wanted to just, like I said, y'all know I'm a hooper. I was a hooper. So I was entering really the next phase of my life, my true passion, my true goal. So I wanted to lock in on designing and creating art.
Was that a hard transition for you?
Not at all, because even when I was in high school, my group of friends who I was working with, bunch of different creatives at the city, we formed this small group called Ahead of Our Time. That's why I got the name, you know, Zae Ahead. Quick reference. Shout out them boys. But yeah, so I really just wanted to go full speed ahead in the clothes, designing, art, painting. My inspirations growing up always was like Pharrell, Kanye, Wayne, Nigo. So those really like my main inspiration. So I get a lot of like influence from those certain people. So for sure.
So like being a designer and going to school for art, do you feel like it actually was beneficial? Like what are some of your thoughts on like going to school for art as opposed to like just being self-taught?
So I majored at Mizzou. I majored in finance, and then I minored in textile apparel management, which is based on like design and textile design and whatnot. But definitely the educational aspect of it, a lot of people don't really get to see that. You know, you learning to perfect your craft. You learning to perfect your craft, the ins and outs of the business, or what it may not be. So just learning, you know, especially taking classes. Like I was up at Mizzou, I was probably one of the only few black people in the art school. I'm taking painting classes. I'm probably the only black student in like all of my classes. I'm painting, learning different methods and whatnot. So it was definitely a great experience, and I feel like it helped my artistry overall as well.
Nah, I know that feeling, being like one of the only like black people in your class. So tell me about your experience with that. Like, do you feel like it's a lot of pressure? Like, you feel like you can't really mess up, or you feel like you're always on your toes? How is that?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like being at a PWY, it's definitely a different experience for you know, young black kids like us. But I recommend everybody, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody, the school not for everybody necessarily, but going to PWY, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about your people, of course, as well, and you learn to stick more closely with with who you can't.
Yeah.
Nah, we got
I know what you mean, bro. Like,
you learn, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
at Mizzou, it was kind of like a different world, bro. Like you got white Mizzou, then you got black Mizzou. Like black Mizzou kind of sticks together and whatnot. But being at PWI, you definitely learn to
code switch.
Yeah, code switch, bro, and that's huge. Being in this world, especially as black men, learning how to code switch and exist around, you know what I'm saying, them, and kind of like cohabitate the environment with them. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Like, I'm already know, like, when you gotta present your projects, you be trying to catch yourself and saying, like, yeah, I really like this design because it's hard, no cap. And you realizing, like, a bunch of white kids looking at you like, no cap. Like,
Yeah, bro, like, we from the trenches, bro. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? We from the trenches. You up at universities with all white kids. You know, it's a different experience for sure. God.
Definitely, that's how I really feel. So I see you've been working like with a lot of big people, big celebs and everything. How did you network and make them connections?
Networking really, it's simple. It's not simple, but networking is mainly, I would say, just actively being fearless and trying to connect with different people who have similar interests to you. I done did work for a variety of people, bro, like Young Thug, Smino, V's, Iman Shumpert. And being from St. Louis, like, you know, stuff like that is not always, you know, niggas don't really have the opportunity to do stuff like that. So I would say just being willing to, you know, go the extra mile, try to connect with people, whether that's via social media or reaching out to people who you know are connected to these certain people. Also being a small city, I feel like it's important that as a creative, you try to find a way to necessarily kind of get out the city and see like the world and connect with different people outside the city, build those connections and bring them back to the crib. So that's how you know what I'm saying, that's how you expand and whatnot.
Fact. So as a career, like, how do you feel like being in a small city? You feel like it's more like pros and cons to it? Because honestly speaking, I feel like being in a small city, especially designing, like creating it with your craft or whatever, I feel like, I'm not gonna say it's easier, but I don't want to say competition, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Nah, you know, like you said, not necessarily competition, but being in a small city, you know, we don't have this. I always say this, and I ain't gonna like speak on this again after this. You know, like coming from a small city, you know, it's obvious we don't have the same resources that larger cities do. But it's important that you kind of create different opportunities for yourself and try to think outside of like the regular realm of what's happening in your environment. Because I feel like, you know, if you grew up, you know, you grew up in the trenches, you grew up in the hoods your whole life. Some people never left the city. So some people haven't even seen like the outside world or had these different experiences or even left for school to be in a different environment. So you kind of conditioned to see only this aspect or only this certain side of stuff. So I feel like, you know, it's just, that's huge. You really try to create those opportunities for yourself and just think different. Because coming from a small city, if you don't have like the vision and the mind to think what's like outside of the realm or what you regularly doing, you're not really gonna go to that next level, I say.
Heck yeah. Was it ever a time like you doubted your work or doubted yourself and like what you do? Like, cause I know you've been at it a long time. You graduated in 2014. Like, what was the journey for you?
So after I got out of high school, well, first and foremost, bro, like I'll be in my head a lot, and as artists, I feel like that's just a natural thing, really. I feel like everybody kind of deal with the term for it is like imposter syndrome, like you're not capable of, or you're not capable of like accomplishing the stuff that you have like that you have accomplished, or you're not deserving of the certain opportunities that you have been gifted. So. But I feel like how I get over that daily, I just try to remind myself, bro, like I'm very like self-motivated, so it's important you have that drive to just be better and not necessarily be in competition with nobody else but yourself. And that's what I try to remind myself, like you can't really be caught up in what nobody else got going on. You have to really understand your story, know how to tell it like eloquently. So storytelling, having your vision, and just, you know, building that self-confidence to the point where, you know, can't nobody really tell you about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because you know your story, and it's on you to get it out to the world.
I feel
that's
that
the important
completely.
thing. Like, storytelling gonna take you to the next level, because now we're in an age where it's like, as designers, creative designers, or creative directors, or graphic designers, whatever you want to call yourself, label yourself, it's easy to come up with a design. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, like put something on the shirt. Right now, Y2K logos is popping. Everybody gonna throw a Y2K logo on they, you know what I'm saying, shirt. So it's like, what's gonna make you different? And so like how you said, like how be able to speak about your story and say it like eloquently. I feel like you hit it right, hit the nail right on the head. I feel like a lot of people, especially aspiring designers, need to hear that because we all can design. Everybody got talent, but it's like, what's different?
Yeah, like how you applying it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I had competed. I was in this Nike design combine last summer, right, to design for Serena Williams. It was kind of like her spring apparel collection for 2023.
Yeah.
And they chose 40 people to participate in the competition, and I was part of that 40.
That's tough.
And during the
Yeah,
combine,
congrats, bro.
yeah, good looks, bro. I didn't get chose, but it was still a good experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nike, they sent me a bunch of free shit.
That'll be nice that on your resume.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure, bro. And I learned a lot during that experience. And, you know, I still gained a few connections from that. But my point in saying this, when I was in that combine, one of the key points they told me, they was like, one of the biggest aspects of design and art in general is just storytelling. It's important to have a story, bro. Like, have a story and be able to tell it through design or art, whatever that may be. Creating like an emotional appeal with like a physical aesthetic, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That brings the overall quality of the product, cause it's a lot, like you said, bro, it's brands. It's a new brand every day. Every day, like it's a new brand being created in St. Louis. It's a new brand being created in Chicago. It's a new brand being created in LA, New York. What really set like you apart and your brand apart is the brand identity, and you know what I'm saying, how you telling the story. So
Like, yeah, I was gonna ask, what is like one of the biggest, like, for like somebody coming new into like the fashion world, what would advice you would give, and how would you tell them to go about things?
Advice I would give to upcoming creators, bro. Honestly, like I said, having your story, not being afraid to lose or fail, because you're not necessarily losing or failing in any situation that you trying to learn and progress, to be honest. So just being like a tireless learner, being willing to learn, make mistakes, having a story, having a clear vision, and understanding like why you in this shit for real, because a lot of people be in the art and in the design for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just in it for like a quick buck, you're not necessarily gonna reap the full benefits of, you know what I'm saying, yo fruits of your labor. So you gotta know, like, and that's regarding everything, bro. Like if you hoop, you gotta know what you hooping for. Like, you know what I'm saying, you hooping for the love of the game, or you hooping to provide for your family, or they all aspects of life, really. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I was totally agreeing with you, Karen, when you was talking about if you gonna get in this fashion stuff, like don't do it for no profit. Like, this gotta be something like you actually like, because bro, you gonna take some L's. Like everything ain't gonna sell out. You gonna have some things just sitting in your closet. It's up to you to get that, you know what I'm saying, merchandise out, get in front of people. Like go to little pop-up shops. I don't know, sell it on the street, but try to make it sell anywhere, because man, them blanks gonna stack up, and you just gonna be wasting paper. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I kind of agree with you on everything you're saying, because like St. Louis is like, we don't have a lot of resources. Like I didn't realize like how low resources we like had until I actually went out to Columbus, where they got a freaking like program, like a fashion alliance, but they just training young designers coming up. They give them like free resources, come build your brand with us. We can teach you like marketing schemes, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, dang, like if I had that when I was like 16, like
you would have made use of those
opportunities.
opportunities.
You feel me? And so that's every time I'm up, I'm thinking about people in St. Louis. Now I can't really take this for granted. Like, man, you got opportunity to take it. Take it.
Yeah.
So speaking of opportunities, like how did you get your opportunity to put your stuff on V's?
So the V story, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of crazy, bro. It ain't crazy, it's a little funny. I had so one of my homies, Matty Woods, one of his close friends had did some videography work for V's, Babyface.
Yeah.
And I think Face and V's and them, they was on tour in Alou for like Jack Harlow tour or some shit like that, but it was at the pageant. So I'm like, I see like V's on IG, you know what I'm saying? He say they in the Lou or whatnot, telling designers and you know, producers send him, you know, they shit or whatnot. So I just it was simple, bro. I just posted on my gram like, hey, go tag my name, go tag Why Pray For Me under this post. And it had caught, you know what I'm saying, it caught a lot of traffic, it caught a lot of attention. And I'm sure he had ended up seeing it, but more importantly, my man's homie who had did some video work for him, he ain't seen the post. So he was like, I think I still got his line and whatnot, bro. So he sent it to me. So I had text V's, and I sent him hella pictures of like my pray for me designs, clothing, all that. And he instantly, he like, yeah, bro, we at Moonrise Hotel, pull up around 5 or whatnot. I'm like, shit, say less. So I pull up, I hop on the tour bus and whatnot. Yeah, and it was him. It was a small tour bus, bro, but it was a few motherfuckers on there. I was rapping with V's for like 10 minutes, and then Facehead came, and he came from the back of the bus. I didn't even know he was on the bus, and he had looked at some of the clothes, and they was fucking with it. You know, them some real stand-up niggas, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's important, you know, we keep the Midwest closely connected, try to rebuild the Midwest, because I feel like the Midwest be slept on, bro. Like, these, not to hate on like the coast, like New York, Cali, LA, all that, but Midwest, like, we breed some of the most important like talent in the country, and we are so like slept on compared to the coast. So I feel like it's important, you know, we seen what the coast could do. Like, it's no time for Midwest, you know, show.
Real time.
You know what I mean? So, first of all, like, what's your brand? Say your brand name so people don't know.
My brand is Pray For Me.
Why did you name it that?
So I named it Pray For Me, like I said, bro. I felt like growing up as a little black kid, I always wanted people to, I feel like all of us, we always want somebody to pray for us. The different situations that we grow up in, the environment that we have grown in. I feel like it requires prayer, you know, the different lifestyles we lead. That's really my main cause. So I just wanted to really highlight black youth culture while also just focusing on like the design aspect and try to tell like our stories through streetwear and whatnot.
Facts. That's hard. I've been fucking with y'all. Y'all got some hard shit. So, is it just you? You got a team?
Yeah, so I got a team, bro. I got a team of different creators, graphic designers, photographers, a few people that I'm closely knit with. Shout out AB Balenci, Rye, Jared, very outstanding members, very, you know what I'm saying, profound creators, I say that. And I don't necessarily, like, me personally, I don't be trying to link up with like the most clouded motherfuckers. All I care about is people that are locked in on their skills and they talent, they craft, bro. And Balenci, Jared, Rye, like, they are some very talented individuals for sure. So
I feel that. How was it like networking? You know, one of our sponsors, DNA Trace, shout out him, man. Real dude for real. How was it networking with him and getting that internship? Like, what all did he teach you and what all did you learn?
For sure. So I go, me and Trey DNA, we go back, bro, like, shit, to when I was getting out of high school for real. That's when I was interning with them like 9 years ago. Real stand-up guys. I had the opportunity to intern, like you said, my senior year before I left St. Louis to go to Mizzou. I really just learned like the ins and outs of like retail, streetwear, whatnot, what it means to kind of like build a presence for your brand within the city. Yeah, so like, you know, just daily responsibilities, all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of really learned how to maneuver within this this world, this streetwear world we in.
I feel that. So what's next for you? What do you want to do in the future? What's the goals for this year and 5 years down the line? Like, what do you got in plans?
Honestly, we finna go global, bro. I'm finna drop Mud to Glory Part 2 at the end of this month, hopefully, probably beginning of April. That collection is kind of like Mud to Glory Part 2. It's post Mud to Glory Part 1. I don't know if y'all know I dropped that last year, but this collection is, y'all see my hoodie, Mud Kids, Swamp Blessings. The meaning of all that is really Mud Kids. That term, I necessarily created it for people like us. Like, we come from the trenches, bro. We had limited resources. Nobody really gave us nothing. We kind of had to, you know, pull ourselves up, try to create a different opportunity, different lifestyle from the environments that we grew up in. So that's why I call it Mud Kids. You know, it's kind of common, you know, in our generation for people to say they got it out the mud, but you know, everybody don't necessarily get it out the mud. People have like silver spoons, but yeah, that's Mud Kids One Blessing. So in Mud to Glory Part 2, end of this month, for the rest of the year, I want to collab with a bunch of different people that I've been meaning to for the past year or so. Yeah, I just want to go global, bro. You know what I'm saying? I done made a direct impact in the city already, so.
So, if you could work with anybody, designer-wise, who would you want to work with?
Like St. Louis or just anybody?
Anywhere.
Man, bro. Some of my favorite designers right now probably Barter, from Barriers, down in New York. Murder Bravo, he's sick. New York as well. I'm trying to think of some more creatives from the Lou. I would say Mike, Don't Try It. I would say who else? I got some brothers in Chicago I've been meaning to lock in with. Some of my close friends in Chicago, staying by staying there.
So, what's like your creative process when you design these collections?
My creative process, bro, like I said, I really be trying to tell my story, and then, like I said, I be in my head a lot. So, and I'm inspired by literally anything. I'm inspired by the music I listen to, people I see, you know what I'm saying, conversations we having right now.
Yeah.
So it's really just authentic, like, just, you know what I'm saying, however I'm feeling, bro. I try to vibe off of that. And my inspirations, I try to stick closely to those. My influences, like Nigo, Ye, Pharrell, Virgil, you know what I'm saying? Those my biggest influences. So, you know, I just try to vibe off of my story.
Yeah. So who you listen to right now?
I listen to everybody, to be honest, bro. You know that Dirt. I'm playing that Dirt. I'm playing that Dirt out.
Shout out to Dirt, man. We need you on the podcast.
Playing that Dirt out. But I know I listen to everybody for real, bro. Like, y'all can name an artist. I listen to everybody.
So, in the industry right now, like as far as fashion, like what's your top 3 collaborations that happened?
My top 3 collaborations in the industry. I don't know, bro. Like, I was fucking with that Supreme True collab hard this year.
You cop something from me?
I did. I had cop a jacket.
Okay.
Industry collabs. I know Barriers and Who Decides War. They just did a crazy collab based on like African American history, culture. Yeah. That was sick. I be paying attention, of course, to what goes on in like the streetwear industry, but I don't necessarily try to like pay attention too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
try to do things your own.
Yeah, because some of that shit be fabricated, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, at the stage I'm at, I feel like I'm making product that's either as good or better than a lot of a lot of people in the industry. So yeah, that's just where I'm at now, bro. For real.
So how important do you think technical skill is? Because some people probably just like their strength is aesthetic, like they don't know like the technical skills like Photoshop and all the other shit, but they know what look good. You know what I'm saying? So how important do you think technical skill is when you're a designer?
Man, technical skill is huge, bro, because you know what I'm saying, you got to be able to apply your skills to your craft, and your skills is what's going to take you to, the more you expand on your skills is, you know what I'm saying, that's the further you're going to go and the further your brand will go. So as far as like aesthetic, learning how to build an aesthetic, I would say is very important, and a lot of people do lack that. They don't have an understanding of like the importance of a quality aesthetic, or you know what I'm saying, a personal aesthetic that's different from that will set you apart from everybody else type shit. So yeah, for sure.
Facts, man. I appreciate you coming out, man. Putting on for the city and everybody putting on what you putting on, man. So hey, we trying to get your flies while you're here.
Hell yeah, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep going strong, bro. We definitely watching, and you definitely got a lot of outsiders watching, inspired by what you're doing. So
and you going down a different route, man.
Yeah.
So that's one thing like we always want to encourage everybody to do, man. So tell the people your socials, man.
My socials, y'all, IG, Zae Ahead, Zae Ahead. Why Pray For Me is the brand page on Twitter. Follow me at Zae Glory. Yeah, those my socials. Why Pray For Me on Twitter as well.
So off the rip, we out.
Man, let's get it.
Off the